recent two touches. So let's just take that back a little bit. Let me show you guys and girls. Let's just take that back. So before that starts to break, it goes just above there because the real pattern was the most significant two touches and separating these patterns. Point 1, point 2, parallel to this. This is the old structure, so we separate the patterns. This is the key to help. As you can see, that when we look at it from this perspective, that is this pattern. So we can see this type of structure because this is the impulse up, that's the correction, and then this is the start of a new pattern. So this is why the pattern separation is key, because we have point 1, point 2, and rather than having the trend line from here like this to say there's the rejection, we then move it to here and say this is the rejection, and then it doesn't reject here.
All right. Good evening to all of you. Trust you are doing well. Welcome to a new week. So I'm audible. If you can hear me, drop it in the chat box. All right. So I want to be sure if I'm audible. All right. So someone should just start based on what we discussed. Yes. That was Friday. And someone start based on that quickly. You can raise your hand, please. Market structure. Could you unmute your mic and summarize it for us a little? Job. Okay. All right. So, what else? Someone mentioned market structure. What about you? Okay, job. That's fine. Um, Someone mentioned market structure. What else did you pick last week or Friday? Nobody? Wow. All right. That's fine. You're going to build on it. I think that's all I would say. So if you not get it or you don't understand what was taught, then you have to go back to the YouTube, watch the replay so that you can realign it as well. So we spoke about market outlook, market structure, direction of the market, and then decision, entry, buying or selling. So let's go to the chart and review some of the structures. Now, if you want to get a structure, first you go to a bigger time frame. So I mostly will go to 4-hour daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, this market was at the bottom, pushing to the top side, then pushing to the downside and pushing to the. So basically, when we squeeze it a little bit again, like this, you see that this market was traveling from somewhere down this way. Now, you may want to gauge yourself. And one way to gauge yourself is using trend line tools, right? So you can pick a trend line to connect the high. This is a high, then a low, then a low, and draw a trend line. So we are going to use this aspect, this particular area. If we are using this particular area, then we can just draw the trend line coming to this side. Now, someone can also decide to pick it from here and draw something up to this point. However you draw it, the result will be different. The reaction will be different. The expectation will be different. And then you making money, stop loss or take profit is also going to be there. Now, when an outlook means after everything, what do you see? So I am going to focus on this area now. Now, if you focus on the top here, we see double top here. Market rally to the downside, break a structure at 0.94523. Okay, this area. Then bounce back to respect that area. And then created a zone, push to the downside, break the new low, come back to test it, push to the downside, break the new low, test it, and then get to this particular base, being the lowest that it is creating. And from here, market went to the top to give us extended M or double top pattern. Then a reaction to the downside. Price broke this level. Price then broke the previous level, but this previous level was not respected. So market now respected it here and then created a very new low. From that, from this newest low, market never or did not create any low lower than this particular new low yet. So it then created a high. Okay, let me annotate it for you. So this happened to be the lowest. Okay, so should we even use just this structure to draw? We have the high. Okay, then we have a new high, which is lower than the previous high. After that, we have a new low, which is lower than this, then lower than this. Then market creates a new high, which is lower than the previous higher low. Then creates a new low, which is lower than this particular low. Then creates a high lower than the previous higher low, and then the other highs. The market now come to the base now. After it created this low, it created something like a high here with a new low, then create a new high higher than this high, then a new low higher than the previous lows, which is this and this. It then now creates a new high and then a new low. You are going to look into this area and see where you need to make your decision. What decision will you make as you are looking at this area right now? And then that is what we are going to zoom out for now. So we now go to 4H time frame, 4H time frame, or 4-hour time frame. On 4-hour time frame, I told you guys I love lines, right? I want to always, as market is moving, I want to be understanding what the market is doing. And then I'll be drawing lines to be validating and understanding what the market is doing. Now over here, I put this level here before price got here, right? Then, so what we were seeing from the base, this is how it looks like. So if you watch it on the 4-hour time frame, it rather look like a W pattern with a confirmation, and then market bought from here or whatever you buy from. Then you get to this area. Those who actually know how to trade a reaction of previous structure to the current structure, they will definitely see this area to be a potential resistance. Then they will sell. Right? After that, it then creates a double bottom, validating on a zone, and then push to the upside down. The price got here, push to this area, come down a little, which by now most of us will understand why this happened, because I, we talked about trading by session. Over here, what do you need to do when you want to make a decision? You'll be seeing this area as a level. Then this level was acting as a resistance, was broken. The market come back to that resistance, even though it pushed down a little. What do you need to do? You need to be looking for a buy pressure or a buy opportunity. Now, looking for a buy opportunity based on how price is going to react here will now show you what this area means. Okay, will now show you what this area means. And this area is a zone. I'm going to elaborate on it so that you can get the clarity very well. At the same time, the top level here will be considered as a resistance. Because price happened to get here 1, 2, 3 without of being able to break this structure. Now, drawing these things, lines and all those stuff, they are not things that you should draw. So if you just stand up to draw it, it will just be a decorated line. So how do you make it so that it's not be decorated? Look at previous price reaction. Look at previous price reaction. How market behaved in the previous, but relating to the current. Okay. Market always reacts to the previous and then relates to the current. The difference is that this is the difference. The only difference is that if let's say, let me draw. Let's say market got to this level yesterday, right? And then push up, fall back to this level again. You might not see it at the same level. Maybe it tweet a little bit down. Then it goes up again. Then it's coming to that same level. It might not come exactly to the previous place. So it can be doing this way, but then you can only relate on the previous data to somehow project what the next data will be. That's why you have to analyze. That's why you have to forecast. That's why you have to check market direction. That's why you need to understand the language the market is speaking at what time and the rest. So if you're able to do that, you will then say, okay, based on how this market moved, I'm expecting that when it touches the Y line, I will be expecting a major buy, right? So you use the behavior of market from this point to this point to this point to this point. The tops, you will use them to help you make a decision. Now remember this, if drawing it beautifully is how it plays easily. Nobody will equally do analysis after all, right? So you need to have a logical reasoning behind it. There have to be a psychology, you know. If you are looking at support and resistance, you need to define, there have to be a reason finding that support and resistance. There have to be a reason finding that support and resistance. So that's the things we are going to go deep into so that you'll be able to understand how you can make your projections properly. Now, why this place currently? This place is important to us because market reacted here before and price held here before and still held here. So why did it come down here? It came down here not because it just want to come down, but in history, price has something to do here indeed. So why you need to understand these things and add, let me put this way, and add rooms, okay? So that you don't just analyze the market and put your stop loss somewhere here. Then this market will just drop to the downside, come and pick your stop loss and currently going your way. That's why you need to understand how price reacts, how price behaves in the past. Then it will help you understand the probability of market repeating the same pattern it did maybe a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, and the rest. For instance, what did we talk about Bitcoin the last time we met? We said it will breathe and then get to a certain target. So as we are talking now, Bitcoin is at 66,500. It's still pushing to the top. What was the base point? Price reacted here. Bitcoin price reached here before, right? Around 4,800. When price get to 4,800, broke it. That's 50,000. Broke it, then come back and test. So if you are watching the chart on 4-8 time frame and Bitcoin did this up push, and then do this, come to this base, if you are a trader and you understand reaction of price and the important message Bitcoin is giving you here, you go in for a buy. Okay? You go in for a buy. Now over here, market consolidated. Now as it consolidated here, it price pushed back to this base. Now, if you happen to get your entry level here, this pushback will not have any effect on you as far as the trend is concerned, right? Now, one, on speculations, everybody wants BTC to go up. Fundamentally, BTC is going to go up because of what? Halving. Okay. Now, if you want to understand crypto very well, you know where to get us. Now, we started a new series, Easy Way to Trade Crypto, and that'll be every Saturday, right? 7 p.m. UTC. Now, because of the halving, that creates some historical patterns. And that historical pattern goes with that. As far as mathematical effect of price movement is concerned, the new high is supposed to be higher than the previous high. The new high is supposed to be higher than the previous high. Now, that's a concept. But then, what's the probability that Bitcoin will repeat the same thing? It will also take into consideration other economical activities moving around the crypto space. What are the economic activities? What are the fundamental informations? Fundamental information like the Bitcoin ETFs, how the major banks want to go into Bitcoin. All these are things you need to consider. But before then, the market always follows technical price action, price movement. Over here, we have market creating a base here, okay? So we have market creating a base here. This base is actually called cap and handle. So after the cap and the handle, market pulls down a little bit of what? Wedge, wedge structure, or um a bullish flag. So after the bullish flag, if you also understand what we call patterns, you'll see this cap clearly, all right? And then the end of this cap is actually here. So it became like a base big cap. But then if you are squeeze the chart a little, you will see this area being the base of the cap, and you see this area being the handle, right? Now, when market is doing what we call pattern, P-A-T-T, this way, the market is doing what is called pattern. What you should clearly understand is that there are patterns that are formed within patterns. And sometimes you need to what? Dissect one pattern to see many patterns inside and use them to make decisions, right? What are patterns? The patterns actually helps you with, let me say, a framework to follow. Let's say you are a fashion designer and somebody bring you a style to duplicate for them. The style becomes the pattern. So you develop your foundation, your creativity around that style, which is called. And when the market is moving, it also moves according to pattern. The first one, mostly we used to talk as the second, is continuation pattern. Now, anywhere you go, the first pattern you hear about is reversal pattern. But I want you to take it from the second one instead, which is continuation. And why do you need to take into consideration continuation pattern? For example, reversal pattern played its role when Bitcoin was around, um, let me say 1600. Okay, 1600. But then, when we go back to that data right now, we wouldn't say a reversal pattern played a role there. We see a continuation. Why? Because the market actually comes from somewhere. Okay, so the current movement of Bitcoin will consider the high, the previous high. What happened before Bitcoin sold, right, from 6,900 becomes an area we should consider as a pattern. And when Bitcoin is getting towards 6,900, based on how it's going to react, you should be expecting a reversal pattern so you can make a decision. But considering the whole trend of the market and what Bitcoin is doing right now, it's actually climbing up. So what we should always look for is a continuation and evidence that the pullback is over, like push it out to this area and then come down to this side. What's the evidence that the correction is over and you can go in for a buy, right? What's the reason for this? Okay, then you buy. These are things that you need to look out. So when the market is moving towards its direction, going into consideration with price action, you must always think of what? Continuation pattern. And we have a lot of continuation patterns, but then I'm going to mention a few of them, right? Now, we have, let me clear my chart. So when you come to this area, we have a cap and handle, right? Now, we look into this very well if it will be a stiff movement, right? Just as how this drop happened, the market test it and come to the downside and test it. We'll be looking at a pattern called inverse head and shoulder pattern. Okay, we're looking at a pattern called inverse head and shoulder pattern. But then this pattern over here, the one we are seeing, the whole area here, it can be considered as inverse head and shoulder pattern. and then also um considered as a cup and handle, right? Now, if you are thinking, why should it be a cup and handle and why should it be inverted and shoulder? You need to go into dissection of patterns and then how to break down patterns to understand what market is actually communicating to. Now, on the bigger side, I also said we have a pattern here, up and handle. Then we have it another again, up and handle. Up and handle forms somewhere, some places as reversal candlestick patterns, and then some also form as continuation pattern, right? So where it happened determines the name after all. And when we go to gold, we'll see gold doing a cup and handle in the middle of the journey. And ideally, it bought today heavily, right? So these are things you should understand. Now, when the market is moving, we gauge trend line, okay? So we can gauge a trend line below and gauge a trend line above, and then probably market is playing within that trend line. So when that happened, we call the two lines channel, right? For the two lines channel. Now within that channel, there are many patterns within the channel. You can be seeing high lows, high lows, high lows, and then at a point, you can also gauge a channel, a trend line this way, and also gauge a trend line this way. Why? Because the market is coming to the downside at the same time going from the bottom side. Okay, so market is doing something like those who are taking it from the other side, they are looking for a buy opportunity. Those who are looking at it from the top side, they were also selling. Now it meets up within a place, then decide to break a structure above or break a structure below. Okay, we call that pattern a peanut pattern, right? We also have a pattern where the trend line goes up this way, another trend line also goes down this way. So price is actually moving and then a trend line comes this way. Then you see market moving within this trend line on a bigger space like this. It is called a megaphone pattern. Now, you all know how a megaphone looks like, all right? And we have ways you can treat and trade this pattern. Now, a megaphone plus a pennant can also give you what we call a diamond pattern, right? And this is how it goes. So we have probably a trend line up, a trend line down, projecting to give us a megaphone. We also have that same market giving you a trend line down like this, and then a trend line up, and market is playing within this area, okay? It's playing within this area. So where it is moving from, let's say it starts from here and start doing that, we'll consider it as a continuation pattern, and you call this pattern a diamond pattern, right? So mostly, if it is an uptrend, you see breaking structure above and continue by. Okay, so we can consider this area as an indecision zone or a consolidation or a ranging zone, right? Now, consolidation is not the same as ranging. So you also take note of that. Now, we also have another one called the flag. Many people do call it of the wedge, right? But then they're just a little bit similar. They are similar to each other. A flag and a wedge are similar to each other, right? So let's say market is going up and then price starts falling sideways like this, and you're able to connect a trend line. And then that trend line happened to give us a channel to the downside like this. Okay, a channel to the downside. You see price going in this way, and then when the time comes, you see market going this way. Okay, how do you identify a flag? A flag is not steep, slope a little bit, right? So sometimes when you are trading, maybe gold would be the best symbol you can use right now. Okay, so when you look at how gold moved these days, even today, it moved a little bit downward this way and push it to the top. Move a little bit downward this way and push it to the top. Now, when we touch base on what's the name? EMAs or moving averages, which I love two of them, 50 and 200 exponential. When you see it happening, you will mostly see 250 exponential probably holding, right? And then you also see price giving you a many rejection candlesticks patterns, right? Many rejection candlestick pattern. Sometimes when you trace it back, you will see it reacting to a certain key level or point of interest or a major reaction point. And then you see it going up with what? An impulsive move as the same way, when the market is actually on a downward trend like this, coming down, you could also see it pushing to that level, creating that thing look like an uptrend. And it's a sideways movement. And at that particular moment, when we have that pattern formed, you see market playing within a control line mechanism. But no, break it down, right? Market is going within a control line mechanism where you see it dividing the channel into three. Okay. You see dividing the channel into three. And it sometimes play at the back, at the top, and sometimes play at the bottom. And then your key point, your concentration has to be on how it is play on the bottom, in the middle, and the B's. If you're looking at a downtrend, and then how you react. Because at that particular point is that movement that will show you the way at the end of the day. Now, when we look at these assets, we can just map it a little bit straight on a consolidation basis at the same time. So we have the next called the rectangle, right? So the rectangle is just a square like this. Oh, it's just like a rectangle, sorry. So price is moving from the top or price is moving from the down. Get to the rectangle, giving us almost same level, equal high, equal low, equal high, equal low. And then break structure above or break structure below. Sometimes it's not necessarily equal high, equal low, but on an average, you can map out a level up and you can also map out a level down, which happened here. If you understand the rectangle, this is what I applied here as a continuation pattern. Are you following so far? Please let me know. That is a continuation. So a lot of new traders, okay, myself have been there before, and even today, one beat my left hand side. All right. I was kind of on a short for gold, and then I set my take profit, my take profits, 1, 2, 3. Then markets keep reacting on my on the first take profit, like almost 4 times. So at that time, I was multitasking at the same time. So my concentration was not on what's happening, and I was just looking at the chart on 1 hour time frame, So only to realize I wanted to give an update, taking a picture of my phone, and I saw 50 exponential moving average, and as I know, this market is done selling. So the expected place I put a TP, it won't work. So just a twinkle of an eye, as it was consolidating over there, it got a momentum and pushed up, and then take my 20 bucks away, right? Now, I love it because this is the second time it happened to me. Last month and this month. Now, why am I saying I like it? Mark, you lost, but then it helped me to always remember my setup. It helps you to always remember your setup. Now, when the market is meant to go up, right? Like BTC, right now, BTC is meant to go up, right? So I will not be interested looking for a short, no, until it gets to that point where it gives me a reversal pattern, or until it gets to that point where it gives me um a supply level, or until it gets to that point where it gives me a zone. until it gets to that point where it gives me a resistance, right? Now, if you're not a futures trader, like take chances on the market, right? And then you draw this trend line beautifully and you cut this short from here, break structure, and you get here. Market actually push it a little bit in your favor, and you take the short, right? And it give you take profit somewhere here. There's no need of selling here. Okay. You cannot be an investor making such decision here. All right. That's why when you go to buying glasses, you see a lot of people hitting stop loss because some of them they think they are shorting here quickly and then they want to probably catch it here. And the market did not get there. Like today, I'll show you guys that one. So the market did not get there. So what do you need to do? Once you see your outlook, I saw this crypto Bitcoin outlook since 2021, 2021, 2022, yeah. Yeah, December, right? And when Bitcoin touched it on 16,500, yeah. And a lot of people were like, oh, it's going to come to 1,200, 1,200, 1,200. Many influencers are saying Bitcoin is dead. I can remember vividly. I told my community if Bitcoin gets to 1,600, 1,200 that particular time, there's a mathematical rule, a simple one called Fibonacci. It didn't work. So I stand on the base that when we have a retest or a test on 1,800, and I was solid, I trust myself at that time. And I think I'm proud right now, right? Because you see, the problem we have is we believe what people say, they are trying to validate it. Now we are humans, there are sometimes I don't want to trade or I've focused the direction of the market to be an uptrend. And then someone, let's say I'm on other platforms and someone give a sell signal and you look at it and say, oh, this market created a high, what's the probability that my buy setup is going to, and same time, you realize that they sold and they are making money. And then your buy would have been negative. Maybe you bought here, right? And your buy is in negative. Then they are making money. Maybe their take profit is somewhere here and their stop loss is somewhere here, right? Maybe your stop loss is somewhere here. So price could be playing in between your entry and your stop loss, only to get the momentum push up, right? Then they lost and you win. And the best place to learn from is a place where it has been a failure before, right? The place where a person failed. But if the person failed there before, he or she is going to teach you not to fail there, right? And I'm telling you that on the dot, get to gold, I'll show you, right? And it was a repeated action because on my side, because at that point, market creates high, and then technically it should sell a little, and the sell we're holding it on a correction. As you are starting trading, I want to advise you directly. If the market is going up, pushing to the upside down, upside, 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 and you see the shorts coming, please don't deceive yourself. Yeah, we call it sniper entry and all those names. But the point is that if you're not careful, um, private market will just touch base on your take profit and rally against you. All right. So it happened last week, $20. Happened today, $20. So I pay school fees, $40. And I'm kindly reminding you not to come and pay the same school fees, right? So you don't say the market is against me. No, the market is not against you. You are against yourself. You are doubting your inner spirit. You are doubting yourself or you are believing, you know. So buying and selling is not a problem. What is the reason? Validating your buy. For example, today, same gold. One of my students, I said, have you shot? He said, yeah, I shot, but I came out. what's the reason? I spotted a rejection candle, a pimba on a 50.0 Fibonacci level, right? But I'm expecting in case price push down to 61.8 Fibonacci level, I'm going to go for a buy. So I put a penny order there. But if it did not get there, I don't have a problem, right? So at that point, I came to quickly look at my chart and I realized that, oh, okay, yeah, Fibonacci level at 50.0. But then I was also looking at the same point where how it looks like, let me put that, it looks like there is there's a pressure on the United States dollar on the side of gold, right? So I said, okay, fine. In this case, I'll just be expecting that price to touch base there, extra 20 pips before pushing to the upside. So I'm going to hold my entry, right? So price consolidated there a little bit while and then pushing, right? And when you analyze it back, when you read back test it, you realize that you should have just going for a buy and all that little profit that was shown to you on the correction, it could have just be a small loss you hold and then market skyrocket with you and you end up getting about instead of you chasing um 50 pips, you end up getting like 150 pips, 300 pips and more. So patterns play a very big role in the market. Now, if you don't understand candlestick structure, candlestick formation, you can focus on patterns and patterns recognition and pattern separation, patterns in pattern, anatomy of patterns. Not really difficult, by the way. So it can help you focus the market very well and pick one favorite candlestick that works for you. Like I love pin bar. That works for me very well. Like uh, the laziest ways to capture the market direction, you know. So and add a Fibonacci to it. I love Fibonacci because love mathematics. Everything in the world end up with mathematics, numbers. You know? So when you happen to understand from this angle, you wouldn't have problem trading and you can mitigate a lot of risks. Put this at the back of your mind. Um, every turning point, there is a liquidity, right? Every turning point, there is a liquidity. So if you're expecting Bitcoin to sell in the middle where it is right now, like let me zoom out, zoom in bigger time frame. Let me push it to weekly. Yeah. Um, weekly, not weekly now. So if you are expecting Bitcoin should just sell from this area right now, I think technically you are wrong. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit. Now, this is what I was talking about. You see, there was no Bitcoin start from here, create a new high, push the downside, create a low, a little bit equidistant the previous low, create a high, not too higher, all right, in between line, and then break a structure above, come back to this base, right? So this whole movement is just a continuation pattern. There is no reversal here, right? But then what we were going to consider reversal is when price got here and tried to create this trade level top within a structure where we are having something like a what was the name? Inverted and shoulder pattern, right? And there's the point where your favorite influencers are saying that Bitcoin will tag based on 1200. Right? Now, technically, it does not make sense to me, right? I have most of my students, they were with me then, right? So Agrinepa was there, confidence was there, and a few other people. And I told them, hey, to me, Bitcoin cannot break below this. Won't break. Probably, we only feel bad that at that time we don't have enough fund to buy like 100 pieces. Like we're very, very rich by now. Okay. But what excites me is that on record, analyzed. So, would you also one day want to analyze? for it to play out. Definitely, yes. This is what you should expect. Now, we have a destination for every market. Bitcoin has a destination, right? That destination is not 6,900 anymore. Here's the point. A lot of people, a lot, even some of you here, you're going to buy Bitcoin 69. Trust me. Some people will buy at 70,000. Some will buy it at $75,000, which I'm expecting to even go up a little. But this is the point. It's going to breathe. It will breathe. It will breathe and breathe and target based on 52, 5,500. Now, when it gets to 52, 5,500, technically, it could base down little to 4,800, touch base slightly, and it will then push up again to somewhere around 6,400, create a very beautiful demand that we see at an official new high. That is how it's going to work. Now, take it or leave it. There is what we call liquidity loading here. A lot of people will sell here, and then their stop losses will be above 80,000, Some people also want to see an evidence. Instead of they buying from the base, they now wake up from their slumber that, hey, now it's buying. Those people becomes liquidity. Okay, we're going to take them for market to do correction. Those people will be angry. Say, yes, like we said it's it says this, that, and stuff like that, right? Then after that, it will do whatever it's supposed to do here technically for pushing. For the break of structure, it will break. In fact, it will break it at 69. But the point is that that will not be a break of structure. That will be a fake out. And it will make some people make the wrong decision. Then when it gets to 60 or 65, this area, those who are late in selling, you see, oh, it's coming to sell. Then what do? They will jump and sell. They need to buy. Now, this is the logic every currency per technical analysis, trading, stuff like that always do. Let's pick Fibonacci and do something quickly. The rally starts from here and push to the top. Okay, so I'm expecting it to create probably a little bit above here. Okay, so what I'm telling you is that until price get there, I give a rejection candle, a beautiful rejection candle. Probably not on day time frame, on a week time frame or month time frame. Technically, the uptrend push is not over. So I will wait for that pattern, a beautiful rejection candle technically, and expect price to push down into 50.0 or 61.8, which is around 51,000 or 78.6. Then another buy opportunity present. It will come by time. And this is the problem. There are points in time where you are going to sell probably on 23.6 and it will be consolidating slightly, 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 slightly. And then you might end up coming out and say, I'm just going to buy. And they push the downside a little bit for going up. And these can take like few months, weeks. Yeah. It will not just happen steep and push it. All right. It can't happen steep and push up, right? Because you can see that 2021 has a previous high, okay? Then that same previous high was broken after 6, 7 months here. for the market gave us a reversal pattern over here. Okay, invest head and shoulder pattern with a confirmation and rally to the downside. But the point is this: there is no way technically you ever see BTC at 1600 area, maybe 3400 area. Why not? You might not see it anymore. All right. So these are like critical and the truth. Maybe your mentor is not telling you. All right. So what the brain has told you, take it or leave it. Markets will move that way. So if you did not buy Bitcoin yet, don't be angry. No matter how much you purchased at 50.0, okay, 1500, okay, or maybe you are a little bit lucky and you get to 4200 or 3800. They're all possible. All the price I mentioned. And that's a correction. And it means that then there's 4 years ahead of you. Now, free gift, free advice. At the bull run, sell off your Bitcoin um, a year or two after. Wait a little, the third year, somewhere November, December, you get price pull up again. If you understand this concept right now, you follow it, you will never give your money to anything called Ponzi scheme for them to give you profits. Because on a fact, on a record, on a clear record, let me say it, and I'm proud of saying, if you analyze crypto market very well, you will never lose your money. 100%. Apart from Luna, a real cryptocurrency project, analyze it very well, don't lose your money. All right, now let me talk about gold. My friend, um, regardless of the situation, I love gold. Now, something happened here, and there are a lot of people, including myself, on this fundamental beautiful day. We're expecting that at least it should reverse. And the faithful day as well, we are expecting it to reverse from here. And the faithful day today, we are expecting to reverse from 2110. Okay? Now, it keeps pushing up beautifully with a impulsive, heavy move. Now, when you lose in trading, it's a good news for you because you will learn better to understand and win the next. So, what happened here? There's a new high, 2149. I'm going to put a new line there. I'm going to give it a different color. Probably red, maybe. Yeah, red. Whether you like it or not, gold will touch base here. In fact, a little bit 2160. But the point is that when you just do it straightforward, people will know the next move of this asset. So we're going to wait for a nice FMOC, maybe this Friday. We're talking about non-farm payroll, like this here a little bit, and breathe. And it can give us a correction. And the correction is going to be like this, either on the base of 2110, 2089, or 2059, and then start pushing up again. It's a day time frame. Take it from there. So we have this area broken. This base so broken, not tested yet on a day time frame. Okay, so a fundamental data gonna push it up. So I push down, and then come and play a little bit game here, and that is when it will look like the United States dollar is stronger again. Then or go to take it back. Remember where it is coming from. I mean, I remember vividly analyzing this chart. I remember vividly analyzing this chart. I was actively in trade when this high was created. I was actively in trade when this W pattern is created. And in all, it's been an uptrend all this while. Okay. You only break this basis, come to this structure, and then create high, a low that is what slightly higher than this area. That's pushing up. So if you take it from here, this is low, a major new low higher than this low, and then it now created a new low which is higher than the previous low. What does it mean? Over here, I'm going to give advice to you. At the same time, I advise myself that you can be scalping, all right, but you need to scalp like a position trader or an investor so that you can actually take charge of the market. So when you see the impulsive move happening, look at how it's happening and give yourself that energy, right? All the sell opportunities happen to be only consolidation. So market struggle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But we are only targeting 50 pips, 100 pips, 50 pips, 100 pips. There are technical traders that are targeting 1,000 pips. As this thing is happening here, they are holding patient. They are holding patient. They're holding patient. Then they waited for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Make a decision, and it pays them 1, 2, 3, 4 days continuously, right? Now, the problem is that you are trading because you want money right now. So you're making a lot of mistakes. Don't just trade because you want money, even though you need the money. Okay. But then there should be something else driving that force, enabling you to make the right decision. And on this note, if you have any question, please you can unmute your mic and then or raise your hand first. Are you prophesying about a rise in BTC USD? Edwin, it is not a prophecy. This is technical analysis, right? It's a clear technical analysis. There is nothing like any prophet that is prophesying about the rise of Bitcoin right now is deceiving us. Because the time we need a prophecy was actually when it gets to 1500. That's when we need a prophecy. But this is just a next expected move. You shouldn't be surprised when Bitcoin tag base on 70,000 by tomorrow. Don't be surprised. Yeah, that's the truth. It's not a lot of people are excited, shouting, rejoicing, and stuff. To me, I'm not excited, I'm not rejoicing because it's already analyzed. You would have called me a prophet at the time of June, July 2023. Yeah, that one I would have accepted because at that time a lot of people doubted. And all these lines, I kept them. There are point where the whole thing looks plastered just because there are people who call Mark, should I buy? Should I sell? Especially those who are trading futures. I said, no, hold on a little bit. I might check it. Say, oh, there's imbalance here. There's an inducement here. and all those. Okay. So please, to make any mistake in crypto, I laugh at people sometimes when they said, "Oh, we only talk about forex." Da, 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 da. We trade everything tradable. We are traders. We are not in the crypto space to make mistakes. Now, if you want to be successful in the crypto space, stop wasting your time on 1 hour, 4 hours. Go into day time frame, monthly time frame, quarterly time frame, and crypto will make beautiful sense to you. A very beautiful chart, right? Correction, impulsive, mini correction, impulsive, correction, impulsive, retest, and test, impulsive. Three moves. But if you are looking at it from a smaller time frame, you even think that there is no room for it to keep going up. Right? There's plenty room. Okay. You have 100,000 looking at us there. You have 108,000 looking at us there. Oh, you have $140,000 also looking at us. So it means that if I were you, you cannot have a crypto portfolio without Bitcoin being part of it. Because apart from Bitcoin, the rest are alternative cryptocurrencies. And Bitcoin solves the problem of overspending, double spending, and demand and supply. That is what halving is all about. Halving is all about demand and supply. And now that it has become a ETF as well, you know, so trade, make money so that spending $80,000 on one Bitcoin will not be a problem for you. And then you seeing it coming down to 60,000 shouldn't be a problem for you. That's the life of a trader. All right. I think I've shared enough. If you want to hear a play, go to YouTube and replay this video. Dream Deal Academy. Subscribe, comment, like, and share. It's not easy to teach. So like and invite someone. The channel might help a losing trader. So if I were you, I would just say thank you to Mark by um putting this link on your status for like 1 week. I say thank you, Mark. Thank you, Arinipa. Thank you, Dream Deal Academy for a wonderful session. We went deeper. This is not like introduction. This goes beyond introduction. You're gonna pay like 5K, 10K to have deep knowledge, right? So I request for the link, especially from us. Hey Mark, I want to post this link for the next 1 week on my status. And I give it to you. I'll record it that maybe Johnson took my link. I want to promote it. Maybe I can reward you. All right, so um go to Dream Deal Academy on YouTube and subscribe now. Now, before we go, is there any question? If there is, you ask now. Then, I need to give you guys an apology. Yeah, sorry for that 10 minutes delay. I took a nap and then I went off. It took longer to come back. I wake up, was like, oh my goodness. Unfortunately, nobody had them joining, so I was happy. Right? So it means that few people would have been late. But anyway, sorry for that 10 minutes lateness. Any question? Winepa, Johnson, BB, Edwin, Emmanuel, Eric, Francis, Motonga, Philip, Swaki, Tom, Welby, Abby. Okay, chat. Do you do personal classes? Ah, yeah, I do personal classes, but it's quite expensive. So I do personal classes, but the minimum you pay me is 500 US dollars. And the maximum can be as high as you want to pay. I'm very sure you're going to enjoy it. Personal classes covers everything: introductory, premium, inner circle, and give you a ticket to be in the inner circle for the long-term mentorship. And if you are interested in crypto, I'm going to help you personally develop your portfolio with the best cryptocurrencies, real projects. You have a very beautiful portfolio. For instance, um, our community boards, ICP, let me check. I'll give just two examples. Coin market cap. Oh no, it's not pounds, please, it's dollars. Sorry. So we take in that and help you stay active on portfolios. Probably going to share my cryptos I believe in. So that very day, BTC was around 34. We going for BTC. BNB was around 250. Went in for BNB. Solana surprised me, right? Solana surprised me at $20. We bought at $20. And in short while, Solana pushed to 120. The last one, that's my long-term project and a friend, you know, internet protocol. We bought it at $2.9. $2.9. So last year, is it last year? Yeah, last year. Oh, not last year. Previous year, we purchased at $5 and we montangled at 2.9. Then here we are today. Right. So let's go to history. Somewhere here. Yeah. And give the buy within the zone. It's on record. And just got that shut up. Right? Actually, you are not late, but then at the moment, there's kind of a resistance. But I'm expecting it to go higher past all these areas. It will just be comfortable, you know, go 2.6, 2.9. You might not get it in anymore at 2.9. Technically, and it'll take a friend. So be holding it till it gets to 83. When you breaks 83, you look at 140, then 32 hit the previous high, which is $428. These are some of the things you have access to when you go the extra mile with us. And thank you so much. Enjoy the week. And I wish you the best of March. We still have how many sessions to go? We have Wednesday, 6th. It's holiday in Ghana, but I'm not sure you over celebrate. You need money. Friday, 8th. And on Monday, we are wrapping up this introductory session. And then we are going to take it new session from Wednesday 13th. Yeah, I'm very sure on that. What you can do is share the group link with someone. Come and tell them that, hey, guys, I got a place I learned trading and it was awesome. Come join me. They will join me. We're going to use that group for the whole year so we can be able to track our progress. So if you did not fill the Google form, kindly do so that you help us understand and validate our statistics.